Then there are structural zones of the prostate. One is the outer zone, which is larger, and one is inner zone, which is smaller. So जो outer larger zone होगा, that is composed of the large branched glands and ducts which opens into the prostatic sinus. Again, watch my urethra lecture where I discuss the prostatic sinus and utricle, all these terms in detail, that what are they. So outer zone is composed, basically prostate is all composed of the glands and the ducts which are opening into the prostate. So outer zone is large branched glands and ducts which are opening into the prostatic sinus, while the inner smaller zone is the one where submucosal glands are present and they open into the prostatic sinus. Both are opening into the prostatic sinus. The difference is outer zone is made up of large branched glands and ducts, while inner one is made up of submucosal glands. To see the term prostatic sinus, please watch my lecture of the urethra. Now, there are some spores of the prostate which are known as the capsule and ligaments. So, capsule and ligaments, like urinary bladder, it has also the true and false spores. One is the true capsule and one is known as false capsule. True capsule is the one which is formed by the concentration of the condensation of the peripheral gland. So gland will have its own condensation and will be forming the true capsule, and it is the fibromuscular structure and there is no venous plexus present in the true capsule. While false capsule is the one that is lying outside the true capsule, and it lies outside the true capsule and made by the endopelvic fascia. So it is not the condensation of the gland, that's why it's the false, and the one which is formed by the condensation of the own gland, then that is known as the true capsule. And false capsule is anteriorly continuous with the puboprostatic ligaments. If you if you have watched again your urethra and bladder lectures, we have seen that there are two ligaments, medial puboprostatic and lateral puboprostatic ligament, which are connecting the prostate to the pubic bones, right? So that false capsule is anteriorly related with these puboprostatic ligament, while posteriorly it is avascular, and like true capsule has no venous plexus, so posteriorly false capsule is also avascular. Then these medial and lateral puboprostatic ligaments extend from the false capsule because they are anteriorly in connection with the false capsule, so they will extend from the anterior surface of the false capsule and reaches to the back of the pubic bone because they are connecting the pubis and prostate. And then structure within the prostate which are present, there is prostatic urethra. We have discussed there are three parts of the urethra. The one which is lying within the substance of the prostate, that is known as prostatic urethra. And then we have the prostatic utricle. Again, I discussed utricle in detail in the urethra lecture. And then we have the ejaculatory duct. This is the ejaculatory duct which is present here. So we have the utricle, we have the ejaculatory duct, and we have the prostatic urethra. These are the important structures which are present within the prostate. Then if we talk about the arterial supply of the prostate, it is supplied by three main arteries. One would be the vesicle, which will be coming from the bladder. Then we have the middle rectal because it is in relation with the bladder superiorly and middle with the rectum posteriorly. So there will be branches coming from vesicle, middle rectal and internal pudendal arteries, and that arteries will anastomose with each other and will form two plexus. One plexus is known as subscapular plexus and one is known as periurethral plexus. Then these subscapular and periurethral plexus will supply the prostate. And about the venous drainage, around the prostate there is prostatic rich venous plexus which forms, and then that venous plexus communicates with the vesicle and internal pudendal vein because again bladder is in relation. So vesicle and internal pudendal veins will communicate with this prostatic venous plexus, and then it will eventually, the venous drainage will drain into vesicle and internal iliac vein. That is the ultimate. And one important thing to remember is that there is a valveless communication between the prostatic and vertebral venous plexus. The drainage coming from the vertebra and coming from prostate, they will have a valveless communication. That's why whenever there is a cancer of the prostate, what happens that carcinoma of the prostate spread because there is no wall present, it will spread into the vertebra, and that's why in the carcinoma of the prostate, first site to be metastasized is known as is the one which is vertebra. So the patient will have the backbone features in the carcinoma. That means that tumor has spread and came out of the prostate and went into the vertebrae. Then we have the lymphatics. There are three nodes. Two are the main, and one is the partial lymphatic drainage. So main lymph goes into the internal iliac and sacral lymph nodes, while partial lymph drainage of the prostate goes into the external iliac lymph nodes. But remember all of them, right? Eyes, internal iliac, sacral, and external iliac lymph nodes. That's it for the prostate. Thank you so much. Next, we would be discussing the clinicals of the prostate, which are also important. That includes benign prostatic hyperplasia and carcinoma of the prostate.